Ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You sure? Careful now. So we got into this mess in the first place.
Well, the damage is already done now.
Well, the cat is out of the bag. Last week, you guys learned that Melissa and I are pregnant. Mostly Melissa, but really the both of us.
I don't think that you look pregnant at all.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. It is also later in October now, which means it could literally snow at any time. Although today is beautiful.
Beautiful.
We don't know what tomorrow brings. So we live in the kind of climate where once it snows, it stays snowy for like at least 6 months. So we have a lot of things that we need to do around our property to make sure that our livestock and the land and our family is ready for the cold season ahead.
All right, remember how we talked about how we all have to step our game up since Mom's prego?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to have you clean out the horse stalls. I'll dump a bunch of wood chips there. You're going to clean everything out and put the wood chips in there. Can we do that?
Yep.
Let's go. Find a shovel, scoop everything out. I'm gonna pull everything away from the building with the tractor. Got it?
I know it's a weird thing to geek out over, but the soil here is so beautiful. Between the horse manure and the wood chips that have broken down, it is fluffy and so nutrient dense. I just want to plant in it. It's the best soil on the whole property. However, since the wood chips have broken down, we're gonna need to find a new source of wood chips because when it starts raining and snow starts melting, this is gonna turn into a muddy mess if we don't get it taken care of.
Hey, get out of there, stop breathing that stuff.
I was trying to do the easy job and now Jeremy doesn't even want me breathing the smell of horse, apparently. I can't do this for the next 6 months. I have to do things.
Well, I had myself a little honey boo-boo. Didn't take me very long.
What happened?
I just caught the post with the corner of the box plate. I'm wondering if I shouldn't just try to stand this back up.
I'm burning bridges with society. Oh, my heart can't be tamed. It keeps pulling me across the canyon into the great unknown. Into the wild, to the wild, to the wild I go.
There. Never happened. Nobody saw anything.
Into the wild I go. It's time to break free from all that's holding me. I'm letting go of all I'm supposed to be. It's time to give up everything I know. Into the wild, to the wild, to the wild I go. To the wild I go.
So maybe this is controversial, but I like to use pine wood chips instead of just the fine shavings because the fine shavings disappear in about a day and it's very difficult for us to get stuff like that out here. Pine wood chips, however, are awesome. So I have a call-in with a tree company and every time they cut down any kind of pine tree, they will come here and dump the chips for free. We spread those really thick, like 6 inches thick in the stalls, and they last us for a couple months. And then we top with the fine shavings so that they have comfy bedding. But this is so absorbent and then it becomes the best compost as the horses break it down. So the kids are continuing to spread wood chips and I wanted to talk about the horses for just a second here. So this is Blue. He is our gray quarter horse and he is the kids' horse. I feel very confident riding him because he is the world's calmest horse, but I probably still won't be riding very much in my current situation. So the kids are going to be riding him all the time. No big deal there. Lexan is my horse and the kids cannot ride Lexan. Lexan is a wild boy and for the past 3 years I've pretty much been the only one that's been able to ride him, but I can't ride him now because he's very unpredictable. I have never fallen off him. He's never thrown me, but he has thrown several other people and hurt them. So he's too dangerous for me to ride right now. And so I need to make some hard decisions here coming up. I really don't want to sell Lexan, but he cannot sit for the next 6 months. So I'm going to be looking into some training for him. And I think the situation might just be that we send him away for a month or two right at the end of the pregnancy. And then hopefully then I can get back to riding and he will have a refresher course.
I've seen the world 1,000 times. It's been a while in the sky. Now I'm in a place I never knew. I've never felt I had a home. I'd settle down and then be gone, but I couldn't leave when I met you. You stopped my tracks, I'm not looking back. So I won't go so far that I couldn't have you close. Cause you turned my heart, thought I'd let you know that I found what I knew. It's different now. You've been my reason to stick around. Now all my defenses are falling down. You're the meaning of home to me.
Well, we set the kids free for the day. We're appreciative for their efforts in giving us a hand and helping Mama Alice since she needs a little bit of a break.
I don't. I'm fine.
We got a whole bunch of horsey poop, horse manure moved around, which I'm happy about. Sounds gross, but you know what? It actually excites me.
It's a good afternoon.
It's a good afternoon, productive, and this is going to make for some great garden soil, orchard soil, lawn compost, top dressing. I don't know. We'll see what we do with it. I'm going to do that probably tomorrow morning at this point. It's getting later in the day, so while you're homeschooling, I will be cleaning up the fields. And then the kids are going to be giving Ludo a bath. We're going to let the horses go. We're going to enjoy the rest of our day. We'll pick up tomorrow where we're leaving off here today.
Go check out your stove. He just likes the scrubbing part. He doesn't like being wet. As you guys know, we have been homeschooling for the past 13 years, and we are so blessed to be able to not only teach our children, but really dive into history, economics, and the great works of literature. But as my children's educator, I now need to know all about so many subjects that I really didn't master or didn't even learn back when I was in school. And for that, I rely heavily on Hillsdale College because they offer more than 40 free online courses in the most important and enduring subjects. The cool thing is you don't need to be a college student or an educator to learn about the works of one of my favorite authors, C.S. Lewis, the stories from the Book of Genesis, the meaning of the U.S. Constitution, plus so much more with Hillsdale College's online courses that are all available absolutely free. So this year we are doing a huge American history unit, and as a family we are just wrapping up American heritage from colonial settlement to the current day. I highly recommend you check this one out because in this 10 lecture course you will examine everything from how America's founders had a unique opportunity to start government anew based on principles of equality and consent, and how the major challenges of the founders have centered around those principles. It's so fascinating, but really every course has been so engaging and well done. Also, the courses are self-paced, so you can start wherever and whenever, and there are so many interesting subjects to choose from. To check out this incredible resource offered by Hillsdale College, just go right now to hillsdale.edu/GSL to enroll. There is absolutely no cost and it's easy to get started. That's hillsdale.edu/GSL to register. hillsdale.edu/GSL. just wrapping up school with the kids, and we are waiting on Dr. Burt. Dr. Burt is our local farm vet, and we like to have him come out every fall just to check over all of the livestock before we go into the winter. So we have 2 sheep, Mona and Lucille, that are not cycling. We have not had any lambs in 2 years, and I don't know if it's just a weight issue. They definitely are fat because they're free range, or if they actually have some kind of hormonal imbalance, which is actually pretty common with baby doll sheep, which is what kind of sheep we have. So he's gonna check them, see why they're not cycling, and see if we can maybe throw them into heat and get some spring lambs. He's also gonna be checking out Lexin and Blip.
He can be tested and see if he's even has viable sperm.
I mean, he did.
Well, and obviously at one point he did,
Yeah.
but things can happen.
Yeah.
So
A wild spirit. Mostly with strangers. He was pretty wormy too, but I think that's why he was so skinny. It went pretty well. I feel like our animals are officially ready for the winter. So the only way to figure out whether it's the ewes or the ram, as far as the sheep go, with who's causing the infertility, is to see if Manny is fertile, and it sounded pretty invasive.
Sounded interesting. Little electrical prostate stimulation is what he described.
Yeah, I don't know.
Intriguing.
Manny was like, ugh, no. So the other option is to bring in new sheep and then see if it's our ewes or our ram that are causing the problem. So the farm vet had this amazing solution of him giving us his entire flock of meat sheep. They're not baby dolls, but I'm actually tempted because I really like lamb. So I don't know, maybe we'll get some more sheep. The horses look good. Their teeth are really good, but we're going to have them filed down in the spring. They don't quite need it yet. So now we're going to get back to work.
Hey, at least somebody around here knows how to not get pregnant.
The sheep.
So this chain harrow, every time I use it, I end up having to untangle it and kind of reset it up again. Just gets bunched up when I set it aside for storage. We're gonna take this through the entire horse pasture to clean up what's left of the horse poop. I got those big piles that I had set aside previously spread as a top dressing for our lawn area, kind of over around the garden. So I'm gonna get this area cleaned up, and then we'll probably take this over to the gravel portion of our driveway. Need to make sure all that gets flattened out really nicely for winter, since we do a lot of plowing of the snow. Just makes life easier for everyone when things are nice and flat. We don't have big ruts getting set up with ice dams and stuff like that. So a lot of dragging we have to do here next couple hours. I'm checking it out. Does it smell like your poops? Yeah, it does.
So as Jeremy said yesterday, we scoop up all of the manure that we can throughout the year. The kids will go out there with wheelbarrows, and we try to keep our pasture clean in the summertime. And then for that, they had 3 big piles, which Jeremy spread throughout the yard this morning. And then for everything else, especially as it gets later into the summer and it gets really dry, we take the farrow and then we just skim the surface. It doesn't damage the pasture, which is great, but it breaks up all of the manure, and then that will all get rained into the pasture, and that is what's going to fertilize our ground throughout the winter and then going into the spring. So it's really good to actually leave it on your pasture and just break it up. You don't want big chunks of it. That's not good for your pasture. But when you break it up with this, it's perfect. It's getting to be later in the day now, so the kids and I are going to run down to the post office and grab things for our toy drive. Everything has been flowing in, and it has been so incredible. Thank you guys so much who have already supported it. For those of you that don't know, we are running our 5th annual pediatric toy drive. There are 3 different ways to contribute to the toy drive if you want to. One is financially. We have a PayPal link down below, or you could mail a personal check made out to the Childhood Cancer Coalition. That information is all down below in the video description. Also, we have adopted 25 pediatric cancer families. If you would like to contribute to the adoptive families, this goes for siblings, mom and dad, and of course the cancer patient. These are very specific wishes to help make their Christmas easier and special this year. So if you want to contribute to Adopt a Family, you can click the wish list down below listed Adopt a Family. And if you would like to contribute to the hospital toy closet, this is just a really special room where kids that are just first diagnosed, or if they're there for an oncology visit, can go and select something that will bring a smile, and it just gives them something to look forward to. So we have a separate wish list down below for that as well. Again, thank you so much to everyone that has already contributed. We're going to run this for about another week, so it is winding down. If you want to contribute, make sure you click see more and everything will come down. If you have any questions, just ask me in the comments below.
Once again, it is another beautiful early fall morning here, and if you can't tell, we've already had some frost here in the garden space, which means that we need to do some additional cleanup because everything has pretty much gone
Frozen
to crap at this point. So it is the end of another garden year, and I want to say this is maybe our best Idaho garden. We've done better in the past, but in the 4+ years of being here now, I think this has been our best garden.
Yeah, it was a rough year too. It really started out rough, and then we got a pretty early frost, so everything's fried at this point. We're going to be pulling everything, putting the garden to bed. We still have carrots to harvest. Those are still viable, and the pumpkins look good even though they didn't all turn orange. We had a good pumpkin year, so we've got some harvesting to do and we've got some cleanup to do.
A very short gardening season here in North Idaho.
Nice, Kira. So the garden is Ludo's favorite place because he can just come here and eat. He's been eating tomatoes and the frozen green beans, and right now he's chowing on a giant zucchini because, well, he likes vegetables.
Oh, I got bigger. Now mine's bigger.
Have a glove. How about that?
Watch that irrigation.
What's that?
The sprinkler line.
It's like, oh yeah, it's like a popping kernel. It is. Look, feel it?
It's like what you call boba.
Yeah, boba, popping kernel.
Let's make a tomato boba.
Ew. Tomato, like a V8 with a tomatoes
There's
in it.
so many of them. I feel so bad. We lost out on so many tomatoes because of that frost. Oh, come on. Frost in June. Frost in, I guess early October is appropriate, but frost in June. Holy cow. Comes to our strawberry bed, things become very messy at the end of the summer, early fall, because we have all of these runners that have outgrown our actual raised bed. So what I'm going to do is take our line trimmer, edge the entire bed, and then all the runners that will fall off as a result will dump back into the middle of the bed, hoping that they take root for next year, because ultimately what we're going to do is take some leftover topsoil that we have and bury this entire thing.
Take me where the sun is shining. Watch the mist roll down the mountain with leaves. We can move. This time of year the leaves will change. Holds a beauty I can't explain. The place where we can go.
You go wash vegetables.
We can
See
take
that?
our
You feed
toes
rabbits.
into the stream. Watch the light dance perfectly. It can feel just like a dream. You can take my hand and make it reality.
We got the garden pretty well cleaned out. The leaves and everything we're just going to let feed the soil, so we're going to leave those on for the winter. We're going to get all of these tomatoes fed to the chickens. We didn't get them canned. We did get some tomatoes canned. but a lot didn't make it and they froze and they turned to mush. So instead, we're gonna give them to the chickens and let them turn them into eggs. Some of the green tomatoes are still good. So since fried green tomatoes is one of our favorite family movies, we're gonna fry up some green tomatoes and see if the kids like them. I've always thought they were really good and really fun to make. Also, we have some massive zucchini that we need to figure out what to do with.
I can't think of anything that I would rather do this week than spend time outside in the very last of the warm sunshine for the year. I love this time of year. The animals, the garden, and even the trees display that change can be both messy and beautiful at the same time. Now, I've never really been one who likes surprises. I am a planner. I'm someone who likes to prepare for every single scenario that I could possibly picture in my mind. But as I get older, I'm realizing that all of life's little twists and turns and its promise to be ever-changing can never really be planned for. And there is actually so much beauty in just learning to let go. So as we watch the world outside embrace the changing season, and the trees light up in preparation to release their colorful leaves, we're reminded that it is when we let go that we're actually able to find that season of rest. Because spring will come again, and with it comes new life.